Hello YouTube, Retro PC Gaming channel here, and today I'm going to show you and guide you through all the setup experience and go through the guide on how to install Windows Vista Service Pack 2 Home Premium or any other versions of Windows Vista, and to get it working properly and activate it for a lot longer. The first thing you'll want to do is to go to VMware Workstation and have it installed, and then you would want to download Windows Vista all-in-one ISO that you can download on the internet. You would have to look on the internet and find Windows Vista all-in-one, which does have Service Pack 2 for VMware tools to install properly. Then after that, you would want to create a new virtual machine. Then you want to go to Typical, and then you want to go to click on Browse, and you want to go installer disk image file, which is faster to install Windows Vista than on the installer disk. It would take a longer time to install through the installer disk, whereas if you use the installer disk image file ISO, you can install it quicker. So click on Browse, and then you want to find it, and then you want to use Windows Vista Service Pack 2, any 32-bit or 64-bit. Click Next, and then you want to give the virtual machine name as Windows Vista. Click Next, and then you want to give it 40 gigabytes. After that, click Next, and then you want to go Customize Hardware, and then you would want to set it to 32-bit, tick stretch mode, and we're going to go free stretch, and after that close it, and then you'd want to click on Finish, and then it should start up. Windows Vista came out 18 years ago, back in December 2006, and it was made available to the public in January 2007. Now, Windows Vista is a very old operating system and can be harder to get it activated, probably due to the fact that Microsoft don't support Windows Vista anymore, because support had ended in April 2007. So now we're going to install Windows, and you want to set the time and currency format to United Kingdom or any other country if you're living outside of the UK. And the language you're going to install is in English. But for foreign, if you're living internationally and you don't know English, then I would recommend you would download it in which country that you reside in and the language you know better. And then after that, click Next, and then you want to click on Install Now. And after that, you would now need to type in your product key for activation. And after you've done the product key, you want to click on Read the Terms, License Terms, click I accept the license terms, click on Next, and then you want to click on Install, which is Advanced, where you want to install a clean copy of Windows. Select where you wanted to install it or make changes to disks and partitions. So you want to click on Custom, and then you want to go to Unallocated Space, so click Next, and then hopefully it should install. It's now copying files, and then expanding files, which does take a longer time if you're installing it on the disk drive, or if you install it on the ISO image, it can install much faster than on older machines. Now, Windows Vista does require PCs with the CPU of 1 GHz and does not work for PC Emulator or 86-box. So, if you are going to use Windows Vista or Windows 7, I highly recommend that you would use VMware Player or VirtualBox, as they are the more stable ones to run Windows Vista or 7. So it's just got to 89% and 90%. But of course, I used the Service Pack 2 product key, which did work for me. You would have to find the product key and easily activated, you would have to search online and find the product key. And then that does use Service Pack 2. And then hopefully it should install, it should work. This boot up, when you're booting up Windows Vista, looks a bit similar to the boot up screen used on Windows XP. And now you have to wait while Windows sets your computer up. And now we're completing the installation. So the computer will restart several times during the installation. And you will sometimes see the screen will flash while it's completing the installation. It may flash a couple of times, but hopefully once the installation is completed, I will be guiding you through the tutorial on how you could install VMware tools and how you could activate Windows Vista, which I'm not going to explain in detail. Activating Windows Vista does not work nowadays, unfortunately, online. But the only way you would have to activate Windows Vista is via the telephone. I've tried activating Windows Vista Ultimate through RTM and tried going through the installation ID, but it didn't work. But if activating key doesn't work for Windows Vista, then I highly recommend that you should use Windows 7. Windows 7 is more obtrusive and more stable than Windows Vista. So it's now completing the installation and it's restarting. After that, you would have to set up your user account and set up the personal desktop. And after that, we're now on to, this is the only operating system that you can choose any personal operating systems like HP or Dell. I remembered when I bought my Windows Vista computer back in 2007, it came with HP. But of course, before you got this new screen where you can choose which operating systems and which company you want to support, whether you're HP, Dell, or Acer. And after that, you want to type the username. I used the cat for my profile when I got Windows Vista back in 2007. But of course, it can be a little bit messy. Windows Vista did receive popular and less popular. Most people back in the late 2000s still preferred Windows XP, which was more stable. And some people did prefer Windows Vista. But it's a little bit messy, I would say. But it can be. I also experienced when I got Windows Vista back in 2007, my PC started to slow down, but it can be unstable. It has been Microsoft's worst operating system, but it is a good operating. People do like Windows Vista because they liked using the movie maker that Vista came with. Windows 7 then took away the movie maker that you can always use. But you can always get your own movie maker. But it's not a photo stream. And I'm going to call the computer name VMware Tutorial /com PC -PC. And after that, click on Next. And then you want to click on Use Recommended Settings. And I'm going to set it to GMT. And then we're going to set your computer's current location to home. And there you have it. Windows Vista has now been set up. And now we're going to start. And now, Windows is now checking the computer's performance. It should take around 3 to 5 minutes while Windows is checking your computer's performance. But once the computer's performance check is completed, it should be ready to go off and be running. I'm just reading on the internet. Windows Vista is known a bit messier and is known for initial bugs and stability issues, especially with drivers and compatibility. But Windows 7 was designed to be more resource friendly than Vista. And here we go now. We're now on Windows Vista Home Premium. And the welcome screen comes up. And it's just preparing your desktop. And it's just shutting down and rebooting. For some reason. It can do that sometimes. But it's just booting up again. And here we are now. We're on Windows Vista Home Premium. And I selected the Toshiba for this one. So now we're on Windows Vista. The next thing we're going to do is to install VMware tools. So go to the top and go to VMware. Go to Removable Devices. Go to Settings. And then you want to go, after that, Browse. And then you want to use VMware Tools. Click OK. Click Home. Continue. And after that, we're going to use VMware Tools. Now we're going to type WinVer. And there you have it. We're using Windows Vista Service Pack 2. And after that, you would want to click OK. Go to Setup. Allow. And it's preparing VMware Tools for installation. And it's preparing to install. So now we're going to do the VMware Tools setup. Welcome to the installation wizard for VMware Tools. So click Next. And then you want to tick Complete. Click Next again. And then we're going to click Install to begin the installation. It's copying new files and it's installing VMware drivers. And it's installing every drivers for Windows Vista. Removing backup files. And then we've done it. Now we've completed the VMware Tools setup. So we're going to click Finish to exit the setup wizard. And then we're going to restart your system for the configuration changes made for Windows Vista to take effect. So click Yes to restart now. And now we're on Windows Vista. Next thing I want to do is type DXDIAG. Yes. And check whether Windows Vista has the 3D VMware Saga 3D driver installed, which takes time for this to open, and it's got DirectX 10 installed. And there you've got it. You've now got every 3D acceleration, and all three of these DirectX features are all enabled for 3D acceleration games to work properly on Windows Vista. So after this, we're going to set the display mode to we're going to go personalize, and I want to change the display screen resolution to 1366 by 768 pixels. Click Apply. Do you want to keep these display settings? So we'll click Yes. Click OK. And there you get it now. So then you want to right click on the desktop, go Personalize, and then I want to change the color appearance to Windows Arrow. Click Apply. And there you've got it now. You've now got a Windows Vista Arrow menu. So after this, I will show you how we could test out the 3D acceleration games to see if they work properly. First of all, I want to go to Computer and check whether Windows Vista needs activated. And there you have it. Windows is activated, but best of all, with this version, you don't actually have to, but now, at least now, you don't have to activate Windows Vista, because this comes with Windows Vista already activated. Because I know activating Windows Vista is very hard due to the fact that it's unsupported. And Microsoft does not support Windows Vistas anymore, unfortunately, because it's a very old operating system. And the latest Windows operating system is Windows 11, as well as Windows 10, in which the support is coming to the end in October of 2025. And if Windows 10 support comes to an end, I highly recommend that you get all of PC users should upgrade to Windows 11 or have to buy a new PC or a laptop and be able to run Windows 11. So for the last part of this Windows 11 setup and guide tutorial, I would like to show you how I test out the 3D acceleration games. I'm going to test out the Disney Interactive Games Donald Duck Quack Attack. I'm going to test out the new game. I'm going to call it the RPC. I'm going to call it VM Tutorial. Call it VMware Tutorial. And now we're just testing out Donald Duck Quack Attack for the PC, also known as Donald Duck Going Quackers in America, I would say. And now we're just testing out this video game, which is Donald Duck Quack Attack for the PC. And it's all working perfectly. And best of all, there is no bug issues for this game. And it's all working perfectly. And I do recommend that for games like this one, I recommend Windows Vista or Windows 7. And it all works perfectly. So now we're going to go back to and exit the level now. We'll abandon. Yes. We'll exit now. And that's the end of the Windows Vista setup and guide tutorial. I hope you find this tutorial on setting up Windows Vista very useful. And with the product key that you can find online, it activates very easily. And best of all, you don't have to activate this via the telephone. And I hope you find this video very, very helpful for retro PC gamers who remember Vista back in the noughties or 2010s. So if you have any questions, please will you leave your comments below and like your videos, and please remember to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, and I will see you again sometime in the future for the next VMware tutorial where I would show you how to install Windows 7. Goodbye.